it's hot as well. So here, only certain plants can survive. So they go and they look at these different plants here, and they try to figure out how they're surviving, what do they need, what ways do they survive or protect themselves. So in a desert, maybe they study a cactus or a tumbleweed. What's another environment? How about a rainforest? What would they study in a rainforest? Well, just like it sounds, a rainforest is very rainy, so they get a lot of water. So the plants here would need a lot of water to survive. And maybe there's big trees or lots of vines or low bushes. All of these things they can study and learn about. What about ponds or lakes or oceans? Do you think that these places have plants? They sure do. Ponds and lakes sometimes will have algae in them, and that is a plant, and that is something that a botanist would study. Or maybe they study a cattail. Have you seen one of those? Often you see them at a lake or a pond, and they're along the shore, and they're tall. They stick up above the water so that their seeds are out of the water. Well, they may study these plants, or maybe in the ocean they study seaweed. So there are plants in a water environment, like an ocean, a pond, or a lake or a stream, that a botanist could go to and study. Now, what about farmland? Do farmers grow crops? Yes, they grow things like corn or soybeans. And so these kind of plants, scientists may also go to study. Now, I want to tell you about a botanist, so someone who studies plants, that actually did a lot to save the redwood trees. And her name is Inez Mojea. She was one of the people who actually helped to save the redwood trees. People wanted to cut these down for different things like paper or cardboard or just to clear the land. And these trees are very, very significant. And so she wanted to help save them so they weren't cut down. Now, a redwood tree is a very, very large tree. Think of the biggest tree that you've ever seen, and this tree, unless you've seen one of these, is a lot bigger. So think of an apple tree. So these are relatively small trees. Well, now think of a building. So if you're in a building that just has one level, there's no stairs to go up or down, it's just one level. Now think of that house or that building with 10 of those stuck on top. A 10-story building has 10 different levels. Well, this tree, this redwood tree, they can grow way bigger than that. So if you went to a forest of these redwood trees, I think you'd be amazed how big they are. And it's not just tall, it's also wide. They're huge trees, and they have this really thick bark that helps keep in all the moisture. And these trees can grow for thousands of years, and they're so old that we have proof that they were around when dinosaurs were around. So these are very, very cool trees, and you can see why people wanted to protect them, and we don't want to just cut them down, right? So a botanist can study different plants. They may study a big tree like this or a really small plant, maybe in the desert. And so a botanist is just someone who studies plants, and they go and they learn about them. So they may go out to where these plants are, or they may have someone bring them different parts of the plant to study them in a lab or indoors. Now it's time to do a problem together. Which plant would you rather study and learn about? All right, take a look at these two plants. One's a flower, one's a cactus. So which would you rather learn about and study? Well, I would pick the flower because I like flowers. So that's the one I would click on. Awesome. So all over the world, there are different kinds of plants. Some are really, really big, like those redwood trees, and some are really, really small, like a teeny, teeny cactus. Now, you can go out and you can study the plants around you, and you can be a botanist.
Which plant would you rather study and learn about? Which plant would you rather study and learn about? Which plant would you rather study and learn about? Which plant would you rather study and learn about? Which plant would you rather study and learn about? Which plant would you rather study and learn about?
Ít thôi nha cô. con có chọn